Hi, take two. Retake. I must apologize if you guys watched my first video of this and the volume went out. My mic went kapoots for a little bit and I didn't realize about that. And I didn't realize because I didn't listen to it all the way to the end before I published it. So I didn't realize that I had no sound at the end. And so I just decided, well, let's do it again and see if we can even do it better, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so sometimes I have no idea where my head is. But yeah, I just don't understand sometimes what I'm thinking. And luckily I have some friends that say, whoops, sound's gone. Might reconsider redoing it. So, well, the title of the first one was OMG, what is happening? And that's exactly what I'm thinking. What is happening? Okay, you might consider me ignorant, naive, maybe a little dumb. I don't know. But when woke came the first time, and I haven't heard much about woke, I went, well, maybe it's gone. Maybe we don't have to listen to these stupid people all over again, telling us what to do, what not to do, and what to think and what not to think, and right? Wrong. Just as you're getting comfortable with the thought of the wokeness is gone or it's been quieted down, we get hit with woke 2.0. Exactly. And it's even a little more dangerous than woke. In my paper here, 0.1 or woke 1.0. Okay. So I had to get online and I had to investigate what was the difference between the woke when it first started out with and the woke that's now. Okay. And don't get me like, oh, she's an expert or anything, because I'm not. I still do not understand wokeness. I don't get it. I don't know whether it's because I don't want to get it, but all I know is I don't get it. I don't truly understand the whole concept of it. But when woke 1.0 came out, it was more based on, focus was more based on awareness and understanding of the injustice within our system. Okay. So they wanted people to know that our system isn't perfect. And we kind of all knew that. And that our system needed changing within cultural changes, educational changes. Things need to be changed. And they did this through education. They did through this through empathy. Empathic. There you go. They did it to help promote dialogue and learning. And it came out in the late 20th century through the civil rights and feminist movements. And I can see where that wokeness back then was what it was, to enlighten people of what was going on, what was wrong at the time, Black rights, feminine rights, and what needed to be done through education, what needed to be done to help people understand what was going on at that time. And it was not a forceful thing. I mean, they didn't shove it down your throat and tell you, this is the way it's going to be, and this is the way you're going to learn it, and this is the way, yeah, it's our way or no way. So now we have woke 2.0. Now, woke 2.0, if you want to consider a group of kids or people who belong to woke 2.0, are those who believe in having a system that is socialism, Marxism, That is under the woke 2.0. They are moral, they use moral enforcement and policy of behavior. So, and that's my understanding now is this prejudice, black rights, you're racist, you're prejudiced, you're racist, you're a whatever else they want to call you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be within culture, like the black culture. How about transgenders? We don't accept a transgender and accept them as being who they want to be, then we're being prejudiced and we're being right and whatever word they're going to call us. And but that is woke 2.0. They love confrontation. They'll stand in your face and tell you what you believe is wrong, and then they'll tell you how you feel is wrong, and that their way is the right way, and don't tell them no, it is not, because you're not going to win. They are very judgmental people. They don't understand that there are others in this world or in this atmosphere that don't believe in what they believe in, but that's wrong to them. Okay? There's only one way to believe, and that is the way they believe. A lot, and I don't really, it can lead to cancel culture and social conflict. I don't understand that, because I see it being more about conflict and leading to conflict between culture and social. So this happened in around the 2010s. They had an onward, a social media driven activism. God, I cannot talk today. Golly. So, and you see that more and more now. They're getting on YouTube, they're getting on TikTok, and they're really pushing what they want on social media. And granted, you don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but it's really very confrontational, very judgmental, very straightforward. This is how it is. This is the way it should be. And this is the way we're going to get it. Take socialism with them. You can't argue with them and say, have you really studied what socialism is and what it really leads to? No. All they know is that there's going to be free food. There's going to be, everybody will be on the same plane. You don't have to work any more than you don't need to work. I mean, there'll be no government. There'll be no police. I'm like, who are you going to when you need help? Ghostbusters? Okay, let's bring out the bell and sing the song. Who's going to help you? Because you know what? That's not all a part of it. Socialism is thinking for yourself in the sense that, yeah. And what gets me is that the socialist system is okay and dandy. I mean, granted, I like it with the medical. I think everybody needs some kind of a medical plan. And it would be helpful if we were all on the same kind of plan. I like that. But everything else, it just cannot work. People got to make money to give money to help build things. And if you're not going to let those people make money, then you can't tax them for that money. And so your system goes down. What I understand is that leaders in the socialism, like leaders like Mondonde or Abdul or leaders like them, it's all fine and dandy, and we're going to do this for you. And here, we give you this. This is our gift to you. Oh, look at all this free food and these free housing and free medical. oh, I can't afford that anymore, so I'm going to take that away from you. And it's going to be like, what? Just like Mondante took away the free daycare for people in the lower class. Well, come on, people. You don't have the funds for it. And he can't find the funds for it, but he has enough money to fund his government runs grocery stores. Yeah, so he has the money where he feels is going to make him look good, but he pulls the money away where he thinks, yeah, let's not worry about that right now. Let's push that aside. And that's how it is. I mean, the leaders over in some like Iraq and Iran, they would give their people, here's all this food, eat and enjoy it. And then they would pull it back and they would go like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have enough. You just have to make do with what you have. Well, that's what they want. Our society, our country will be in total chaos if socialism is allowed. And I have faith in our president that this will not happen. And because it's just not America. We have an American dream. And socialism does not allow that American dream. And so I really think that the president will stop it before it happens. I'm sorry to see that there are some cities who are facing it right now in some sense. But I'm just glad I live in Idaho for right now. But I think Idaho is on its way to having some eye-opening events because I think we are kind of have our blinds on right now. And yet what happened in Twin has been an eye-opener. And I think we're going to have to keep our eyes open even bigger. Things are going to happen. Things are going to change. And it's only realistic that things can't be all hunky-dory all the time. So you just got to be prepared for what is going to happen. Yeah. Well, let's take for example what is happening in the Women's National Baseball Association. Caitlin and Clark are being punished by other teams' players because they're considered white trash. They're stepping on their toes because they're excellent players and they're not African American. And it's like, I don't see why that should be. But with the wokeness that's going on, that is basically what is happening. I mean, African Americans definitely have this grudge against white people. And if we do better than they are, then it's our fault. They're being oppressed. It's all our fault that they can't succeed in life. And I feel sorry for them to have that kind of attitude because they can succeed in anything they set themselves out to do, no matter what. And I say that about any culture. They can succeed no matter what. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that you can do it and not rely on those handouts from your government or from other people. So they worked, Cunningham and Clark worked their butts off to play basketball on these teams, and they deserve and they have the right to do so. But now we're facing another issue with the Women's National Basketball Association, and that is transgenderism. And there have been two formal basketball players that have come out and stated that they are going to challenge the eligibility to be on the Women's National Basketball League. And when I heard that, because I'm not much of a sports person, I like my basketball team or my football team, which is the Chargers. I'm from San Diego, California. They were there when I was there, and when I was born, they'll stay there, and I'll be the forever fan. Same with the Padres. Okay, my dad and my mom would always go to Padre games when they were in town. So, and so, I mean, in fact, with the Padre game, I have a wonderful memory. A very painful memory, but it was a wonderful memory. This guy hit a foul ball. It came back towards us. It bounced off the back of a bench and hit me right in my right hip. My dad caught me the ball, and I started crying. And he goes, "What happened?" And I told him what happened. Immediately, the guys in the aisle that monitored everything came down and find out what was happened. They took me back to the dugout, or to where the players go, and they had their doctor look at me, and he says, "It's just not broken, it's just bruised. So just stay here, we'll keep some ice on it, and we're going to watch you for an hour. The game's almost over, and we'll make sure they stay out of this locker room for a little bit more." Well, when it was time for them to come back to the locker room, the manager came in with a signed ball from all the players that were there. Somebody stole my ball when we moved. But I still have that memory. And so I'll always be a Padre fan, but just from that memory. I know, I swirled it a little bit. Let's get back on subject. So now, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Those two girls are playing their butts off to be part of this team, and there's other teams who feel that they don't have the right to do so. Now we have this wokeness stuff going on with transgenderism. I think it was Cunningham who spoke out, not against so much against transgenders. She just spoke out that she felt that girls' sports should be for girls, boys' sports should be for boys. That's it. That's all she said. Well, all of a sudden, it just started this whole campaign against what she said. And you started seeing coaches from other teams, players from other teams wearing T-shirts. They would say, trans kids are welcome here. We support the LGB, whatever. We support transgenders, all sorts of things like that. And she got in trouble because a mother gave her a sign, "Thank you for supporting girls." That was all it said. And she got in trouble for it because she was trying to show a political side. And she really wasn't. She was just showing what this mom wrote to her and how proud she was being on the side of girls. Well, what got me started was, why is it okay for some people to get away with this wokeness thing and these political statements on T-shirts, and not another team or even one player off a team? So I started investigating, doing a little research, and I found this statement from the WNBA. And it goes, "To everyone who loves this game, it represents 200 plus individual people with different lived experiences and cultures, lifestyles, and opinions. We embrace justice, equality, diversity, and inclusion. Those are the values that unite this union and allow it to protect women's sports while creating transformational change." Then it goes on to say that hate, abuse, and demonstration of any person, demonetizing of any person or group of people, including transgender people, only fuel fear, division, and harm. We will continue to have hard conversations, but we will not be used as political pawns. And they posted this shortly after the coach wore that t-shirt that says transgender kids are welcome here, and that the two men decided that they are going to declare themselves as females so they can try out for the team. So he says, this one guy wrote in a column, he says, no politics. Also, a member tweets white privilege from the locker room after assaulting another player. Yeah, right. No politics. And that's the problem we're having. These players who are woke and they have no regret of what they're doing to Clark or Cunningham. They get interviewed and they have a smile on their face. There's no consequences to their action. And that is very disturbing. Because what are they doing? They're telling other little girls who watch them, they're telling them it's okay. If you don't like that player because of what she represents, go after her. Go after her. Destroy her career. Go after her. Luckily, Clark and Cunningham are strong, and they're not letting that get them down. And I'm really glad to see that they are that strong and love that sport so much. I mean, I don't know how many of us women could put up with that kind of behavior from other people. But it just gets you when to think that there's people out there who actually react like that, who are willing to take somebody out because they don't agree with what they're doing, whether it's playing basketball, whether what they represent, religious or whatever. They're willing to take them out. And that is very disturbing, because we don't want our children to grow up in that kind of an atmosphere or an example from people that they look up to. No, we want them to understand that you don't always have to agree with everything somebody says or does, but that doesn't give you the right to take it out on them, to gouge out their eyes or to cut off their vocal cords or whatever. It does not give you the right. Now, back to the transgender thing. That's another thing that gets me. These two men, former basketball players, who I must say, if they decide to change over to being a woman, they are going to be one badass, fugly woman. Okay? And I'm sorry, but they will be ugly. But I think what they're doing, whether they really mean what they're going to do, I think they're just challenging the rules. Okay? So I got online and looked up the rules. And I think the Women's National Basketball Association needs to clarify the rules a little bit. Because if these two guys get away with what they're doing, we're going to see more coming in after them and doing this. And it's going to destroy the basketball. It's going to destroy it. And, well, I'm hoping that we'll never see this basketball again. So these are official rules of the Women's National Basketball Association. So in Article 13, it states that only players who are women are eligible to play in the Women's National Basketball Association. Association. Okay, having a hard time talking. Yeah. Whew. So, only players who are women are eligible. But it goes on to say that the term woman is not explicitly defined. It also goes to say that there's no formal biological sex test or hormone level requirement. So right there, these men can step in and say, oh yeah, I'm a woman. I changed my, I'm a woman. And they could try to get on the team just by that definition right there. It also goes on to say that they prohibit discrimination based on religion, we know that, or race, national origin, sexual orientation, marital status, or activity or lack of activity. But there is no public policy on transgender athletes and no clause allowing eligibility solely by self-identification. So they still can come in and say, I'm a woman, I changed like 2 months ago, I'm a woman, I want to try out for this basketball team. They can't stop them. There's nothing in here that says they can stop them. He declares that he's a woman, and they can try out. This is pissing me off because no, we don't want that. Oh my gosh. It goes on to say that there is no formal policy in the Women's National Basketball League on transgender athletes. Okay? Wow. Yes. So transgenders, these men can say, I'm a woman, and they can challenge the eligibility. There's only historically been one transgender player that played in the Women's National Basketball Association. And this woman was allowed to do so because she became a transgender woman way before she went into basketball. And so that was the reason why they allowed her to be on the team. It goes on to say that the definition of a woman is not codified. No self-identification rule exists. You cannot simply declare yourself eligible. There are other rules that go with it. You have to be a certain age. You have to have experience. You just cannot come off the street and say you want to play basketball. Okay? Transgender athlete participation is not addressed in the CBA, and the league has not implemented a formal inclusion or exclusion policy. Whew, that's scary. They need to get on this, and they need to say, okay, if you say you're a woman, there are 2 tests that you have to take to prove that. Hormone testing or whatever testing, just prove that you are true. Well, I can't say true because they're not a true woman, but to say that you are a woman before we will allow you to challenge the eligibility for the Women's National Basketball Association. But I don't think they want to get that far. I don't think they want to, I think they don't think they're going to be challenged. And if these 2 men challenge them, there will definitely be more coming. So they need to get on the ball and change their rules. Are they going to allow men to play on their team? Or, sorry, not men, transgenders on their team or not? And if they're not, state it in the rules. If they are, again, state it. These are so unclear of what is going to happen. I mean, come on. We truly know what is going to happen. Men are, on average, taller, greater strength. They are faster, more explosive than a woman. Not putting women down, because there are very strong and explosive and fast women out there. But the way men are built, and I'm sorry, they can't change that just by being changed into a so-called woman. It's still not, they're still not a woman, and they're not going to lose that masculinity in their muscle mass or their ability to do things just because they say they're a woman. No, they're not. So is it fair for them to play on a woman's team? No, it is not. And what gets me is if they get away with it, how long will it be before it gets other teams are involved? My granddaughter is playing in college on a soccer team. Yes, it's an all-girl team. But if this goes through, how long will it be before a boy challenges to be on a girl's soccer team? It just scares me to think that this is the road we're going down. I'm sorry, I grew up, you had a man, you had a woman. That was it. No changing on. I grew up, I had gay friends. I loved my gay friends, but we never knew the word transgender. Sorry, never did. It wasn't in our vocabulary at that time. And my gay friends, they dressed gay. I had one who was a cross-dresser and he loved it, and I would help him. So, I mean, that was the thing back then. I understood that they were good. They were good friends. I hated it the way they were treated in school. I would stick up for them, but they'd turn around and stick up for me. But to have transgender was not a part of my growing up. And I really did not hear about transgenderism for at least a couple of years ago, when it was becoming more popular and parents were changing their kids because their kids told them that they wanted to be a female. They want to be a girl. I'm sorry. Kids don't know what they want in their life, and you're letting them become a girl because you said they want to become a girl? No, I don't agree with that. Or how about the parents who said that they knew right away when their child was not even born that they were going to have to change the sex on that child because they just knew that he was going to be a transgender? Where are these parents coming from? I don't understand it. Is it like a popular game and, oh yeah, everybody's got to play the transgender game? Oh my God, hell no. Forget it. I don't want to be a part of that game. I like being a female. I like my husband being a male. I'm not saying that if for some reason we had a grandkid come out and said, hey, I'm gay, we're not going to disown them and not love them. But hopefully, if they want to change, they'll wait till they're at an age where they can make that decision on their own and not have any influences, and making that decision for them. Yeah, it's just, where is our society going? Where is America going? I love my president. I know he won't let us down, but right now, I have to admit, there are times when I get on there, YouTube, and I watch the news and I shake my head and I go, come on, Trump, what are you doing? What do we need to do to help you? It scares me sometimes. And When we had that shooting in Twin, I know it was religious based. And the way that guy was running and looking, he was looking for particular people or person. He was just running from place to place. And when he didn't find people to shoot, he was disappointed. And that was scary to see that happening only 2 hours down the road from me. That was downright scary. I don't know. I talk to my husband and I go, if Mandane and Abdul and their cities start becoming more Muslim and we start seeing it here in Idaho, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to run away. Can I run away and go to another country like the other people do? But then again, other countries aren't accepting us. You know, we're not a citizen, you know, so why would they accept us with open arms, you know? We have to prove ourselves just like we want our immigrants to prove themselves and to become citizens of America. But, oh well, I just thought you'd like to know about a little bit about what's going on with the Women's National Basketball Association and the rules. And if these men get to challenge the eligibility, I'd like to see just how far it goes. Because frankly, I don't think it's going to go very far, not with these men. They have going to have a lot of proof to, a lot of proving to do. There we go. Because facially wise, they do not even have an inch of feminism in them. Okay. Oh my gosh. So, hey guys, please forgive me for the first video. Watch this one again. If you like it, hit the like button. If you have some comments, please leave some, because like I said, this is all new to me. And I only speak about things that kind of irk me. But yeah. So please, if you don't agree with me, let me know. And if it's nasty, I'll just delete you. I don't have to listen to it. So, and I got another thing to tell you. So YouTube. I use YouTube as a way for me to voice my opinion and not have people tell me I'm dumb, I'm stupid, or just tell me to go away. Okay? You don't have to watch my video, and I don't care. But it has been a wonder for me. I have found a voice, and I love it. I love being able to voice my opinion. I might be wrong when I voice my opinion, but at least I have a platform to voice my opinion and not be afraid to do so. As senior citizens, sometimes we feel lonely and we feel that what we have to say is not worthy, and that oftentimes we are overlooked in a group discussion because we're so old, or what we have to say has nothing to do with what's going on in the world today. Don't feel that way. We have a lot to contribute. We have a lot to say. And by speaking your mind, getting your thoughts organized and contributing those thoughts, it keeps you young mentally. So try it. If you want to try it, join Common Sense Methods, run by Michelle and Kevin. They're wonderful people, give you wonderful ideas, and it's a wonderful school. The people in the schools are very supportive, give you ideas and stuff like that, and they're willing to help you out. It's free for 7 days. And if you want to try it out, then it's $9 a month. And you don't have any pressure to start off right with a video. Okay? The biggest thing that Kevin has mentioned is just talk. Talk. You don't have to really have much of a content. Just talk. Talk about yourself. Talk what's on your mind. Let people in a little bit and see where you're coming from. You know, it doesn't have to be political. It could be on a subject you like I like pour painting, and I might do some more talking on pour painting. But you just need to talk and get yourself out there. So I will have a link to the school down in the description box. Be sure you hit that notification button so that when I do come out with a new video, you'll be notified. All right? I think that is all I have to say because I'm exhausted. I've never talked so much in my entire life. So I'm going to say goodbye. So be happy, be creative, and I'll see you in our next video. Goodbye.